few feelings that are worse than starting a new job and thinking to yourself, I have made a terrible mistake. I should not have come here. And there are a lot of things you can look for in terms of red flags and warning signs, reviews, and when you're interviewing with people, sometimes they'll give you a tell that it's not a good place to work. But in today's video, I'm going to give you 6 different signs in the job description. That way, you can look for these things, and if you see them, you won't even waste your time applying. Let's go. Did you ever read a job description and you're reading it and you're like, okay, must have this, and the next thing you know, you've read like 30 qualifications? That to me is a bit of a red flag. They are expecting too much. If you see a company and there is just like so many bullet points of must-haves and nice-to-haves and it goes on forever, well, that's a lot to expect out of a person. And for me, one, it means they might have unreasonable expectations and it could be a waste of time to even interview. And then if you do end up getting the job, there's probably going to be a lot of expectations for you to have. It is not reasonable to expect someone to come to the table with a whole litany of qualifications, unless, of course, they are compensated as such. Recently, there's been a lot of talk of burnout culture, and that's for a good reason. People often celebrate, oh, I've worked 7 days a week, I've been working up at night, I haven't gotten that much sleep. That is not for me, and if it's not for you, you're gonna watch out for a few key phrases in the job descriptions that let you know, yeah, I'm gonna take a pass on this one. So some of those phrases are like, work hard, play hard, because I feel like you definitely get the work hard part, but in those instances where you read that in the job description, you don't always get the play hard part. So it also might mean that they have high expectations for this person coming in because the last person didn't work out. Maybe this last person didn't work hard. And now they are putting that on you. So for me personally, when I see things like work hard, play hard, or willing to go above and beyond, like those things might be fine. But putting them in the job description up front like that, well, that's a bit of a red flag for me, especially if you see them combined with some of these other red flags. One of the best things to happen to job descriptions, maybe over the last couple of years, I'd say like the last 5 years, is there are actually a lot of job descriptions starting to put salary in the job description. This is great because it lets you know that if you accept an offer, you at least have a better chance of it being equitable and fair for the skills that you bring to the table. There are certain states like Colorado where it has to be in there. Like you don't have an option, you have to put it in there. But a lot of companies not in Colorado are starting to put it in their job description. That way you know you will be paid fairly. But if you see a job description and there's like no salary information in there, but they say things like competitive compensation or compensation commensurate with the experience you have. To me, I might look at that and go, well, this could be a bit of a red flag. Now again, we're not quite there yet where all companies are putting salary ranges in there, but if you see absolutely no compensation information, and there's a ton of expectations in terms of must-haves and the work hard, play hard, you couple that with no salary info, and I start to get a bit uneasy about that. You ever read a job description and it's like, again, like I said in the first bullet point, like 30 qualifications, but they spend no time telling you what you are going to be doing in the job? That to me is a red flag. Like if you're gonna say must have this, but there's nothing in terms of what I'm actually going to be doing. Like, okay, you need all this, but what will I be doing? What are the projects? What's the scope? What am I actually going to be doing in the role when they have all the must-haves and none of the, this is what you'll be doing? Well, to me, that is a bit of a red flag. When I'm advising my clients on putting together a job description and making it enticing and positioning yourself to actually get good applicant flow, one of the things that I'm always telling them is you need to sell this opportunity. You need to put in the job description the type of work people are doing, why it's exciting, the type of impact they'll be making, the cool tools or systems they get to work in. When a job description has nothing like that, it's all about what they need, nothing about what you need, that is a bit of a red flag. Lastly, grammatical errors, spelling errors, different things where you're like, that doesn't make sense. That's a run-on sentence. That is probably the wrong word. I'd be worried about that. I wouldn't see that as a good sign personally. And this is a two-way street because if you misspell something on your resume, they're gonna kick your resume to the curb. But if they do it in their job description, you're supposed to ignore it? No, I don't think so. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to watch this video because they pair together really well. This is how you can verify company culture, right? You want to avoid the red flags, but you also want to make sure, is this a company I want to go work for? Do they have a great company culture? And it can be hard to know if that is actually true. Watch this video and you will have it figured out.